Hello, Foothills family. Hey, since David is in Texas visiting his son Andy and his family, I thought I'd invite you into my office in order to do this update. Now, I'm not talking about my church office. This is my office at home. And right here is where I write every sermon. As a matter of fact, the last book that I wrote, Spiritual Navigation, every word of it was written right here. I love working from my home office. As you can see, it's outdoors. Let me tell you a little bit why I like working here so much. Now, my wife, Linda, particularly, has turned this backyard into such a beautiful place. You see her roses are starting to come into bloom over here. And over here, you've got all the morning glory plants. And then, so I love coming out here. I live on the edge of one of those beautiful San Diego canyons. You just hear the birds all day long, and we've got the beautiful eucalyptus trees. And so I love to work here. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about some of the updates. That's what we call in the business a seamless scene change. I want to talk seriously with you for a moment first. The deeper we get into this moment that we're in, with the virus, with the lockdowns, with the disruption of businesses and everything else, the clearer it's becoming that this is a very important moment in our nation's history. I think we're in an ever since then moment, where you look back and you say, ever since then, because we're in these weeks and months, we're determining, I think, some of the shape of the institutions of our nation, the size of government and what its role will be, what our freedoms are going to be going forward, what is going to be the moral and spiritual atmosphere in our society, and the church. What's the church going to be like? America's response in these days and these weeks and these months is critical, which means prayer has probably never been more important in our lifetime than at this moment. And so I want to reach out to you and encourage you. We're in a moment of disruption, which means both good and evil can make it advance. And I want to thank you all that are joining with us to pray every morning and every evening, somewhere around the 7:14 time, 7:14 in the morning, 7:14 in the evening, or whenever works for you. But I also want to highlight some other important prayer opportunities coming up. First and foremost is a week from today, May 7th, Thursday, is a National Day of Prayer. And once again, we'll be joining with many other churches here in the East County to host a prayer event. Now, it's going to have to be online this year, but we've got 7 different pastors that'll be leading different portions. We've got 5 worship leaders from 5 different congregations that'll be leading us in worship. We'll have prayer segments praying for the nation, for the local situation, and all of this will be available online. So it'll be live on Facebook, on YouTube, but the easiest way is just go to our webpage and go to the top, and where it says watch the service live, just click that on, and 7 p.m., be sure to join us for that, it's critical. Another thing we're doing with prayer is, do you know that for the last about 37 years or so, 36 years, we've had a Saturday morning prayer meeting every single Saturday morning at 8 until just the last 6 weeks or so. We're going to reinstate that online. So that'll be starting on May 16th, the following Saturday. And we'll have some pastors there to lead it. We'll pray for some of the pressing needs. And there'll be an opportunity also there for some prayer requests. And so we'll get you further information on that. Another thing, this is kind of bad news, I hate to tell you, but as you know, for the past 22 years, we've had the privilege of having Future Quest and hosting it. Tens of thousands of students have come. Many, many thousands have given their life to Christ. And for the first year ever, we're going to have to cancel it. It's just become impossible to put on, but we're already planning for the following year to be our biggest and best ever. Let me tell you one more kind of exciting thing that's going to be fun we're going to do. And we're going to interview all of our staff, different ministry leaders, short 6 to 8 minute interviews under 10 minutes, and you're going to learn things that you never knew about a lot of our staff and a lot of our ministry leaders. It's going to be a fun time. We'll keep it short. Be looking for that. We'll be starting that next week. And then the other thing I want to do is I want to announce we've got the date for our next worship gathering. These have just been fantastic. We're changing the night. It's going to be on Tuesday night this time on May 19th. So just put that in the calendar. And I'd like to say one last thing, and that is that we've been praying for all our businessmen and the small businesses represented in our church. And we want to put a business directory online. We also want to find some ways to maybe highlight some of the new and interesting things that you guys are doing during this time. So if you would like to be on our online business directory, call Kevin Miller at the church office. Once again, God bless you guys. Thanks for coming over to my house and spending this time with me.